Hey, welcome back to another episode with Kinesis PT and Performance. Today we're going to be talking about a hot topic for a lot of our runners, being plantar fasciitis. Specifically, we're going to outline two different running deficiencies we commonly see as the root cause of people's plantar fasciitis. So the first cause of plantar fasciitis we want to discuss is a cadence that is too low, meaning how many times your foot contacts the ground or how many steps you get in 1 minute is too low. What I'm going to have Kayleen do is go into a single limb support here, or what we call our running pose. So when we are in this running pose position, single limb support, what's actually supporting us, or her in this instance, is her glute med and min, so these outside hip muscles. Now, the lower her cadence is, the more stress gets put on these hip muscles to stabilize her pelvis. So if we run with a cadence that is too low, we increase the stress on these muscles. The problem with this is that if these muscles are unable to withstand that stress, we create an internal rotation and an adduction moment on the lower extremity. So if you can start to show us what that looks like. So notice her knee starts to go in, her pelvis will start to drop, and I'm impressed she's able to do this right now. And what we get is tibial internal rotation and pronation of her foot. This is actually very hard to demonstrate in like a slow motion here, and she's doing a pretty good job of it. Go ahead, relax for me. Let's try the same thing on the other side so they can see. So let's go up into our single limb support. So again, if we are running with a cadence that is too low and we are putting too much stress on our glute med min max to stabilize our pelvis, and we start to drop into femoral adduction, internal rotation, tibial internal rotation, we cause pronation of our midfoot, which stretches the plantar fascia. So there's two ways, go ahead, relax. There's two ways we can go about fixing this. One, and most importantly, correct your cadence. We got to get our cadence up. Two, we might need to do some real simple strengthening of your hip abductors, so your glute med, min, and max. The second cause of plantar fasciitis we commonly see is a deviation we call active landing, and it's associated with overstriding. So I'm going to have Kayleen turn sideways here, and I'm going to kind of step back out of the way. And I'm going to have Kayleen demonstrate what an overstride and an active land is as I talk through it. So go ahead and show them, and I'm just going to have you keep going back and forth here. So as she goes out, notice she's pointing her foot, and her foot is landing out in front of her, okay? So she's pointing her foot down like she's trying to land on the toes of her feet, and her foot is landing out in front of her. What happens here is with every step or stride, because her foot is landing out in front of her center of mass and she's on her toes, her ankle plantar flexors, being her gastroc, her soleus, have to absorb all of that impact, okay, because she's landing in a plantar flex position. That puts a lot of stress on the plantar fascia because your plantar fascia attaches to the calcaneus, the same spot your Achilles anchors down into it. So what we're going to have Kayleen do now is show us what this stride looks like in real time as she runs through the camera. So with Kayleen's video, I hope you could catch her left foot was the one that was going into a little bit more of an overstride and an active landing. This can be a tricky thing to kind of fix because what you have to work on is a few different elements of your running technique, being a proper pose and maintaining your running pose as you go into what we call a fall. So this can be a little bit difficult, but if you're working on it on your own, try to keep your foot pulled up underneath your butt as long as you can as you're going through your running stride. Try to increase your cadence. That'll help bring your stride a little bit in and not so lengthened and getting out in front of yourself. I hope that helps. As always, please reach out with questions. Share this with a friend who could benefit. We appreciate your time watching this video. Thanks. Bye.